Okay, welcome everyone. It is great to be back. Baruch Hashem, back with 5 minutes of tefillah. Mirtz Hashem, daily 3 p.m., taking off a few minutes of our busy day. As we began, this is patterned after really the tefillah of mincha. Mincha being to take a break during the day, lehispalel, to talk to Hashem. So patterned after that, we've designed this year to take a break and to learn a little bit of the depth, a little bit of the beauty, a little bit of the intricacies, and bolstering our tefillahs each and every day. So we're going to pick up where we left off. Anyone who isn't caught up, you could always catch the recordings if you like. We're smack in middle of Rina. Rina being singing the praises to Hashem. We've had many Shirim. This is actually the 12th part of Rina in the Sefer Shearim B'Tefillah. Also, Baruch Hashem, this Sefer is now back in print, and we are working on getting copies. Anyone who would like one, please reach out. We have a lot of them sponsored. Feel free to reach out, and we will send you a copy of the Sefer so you can follow along. So we're holding over here on the 116th page in the English, on page Samachay in the Hebrew, and we're discussing Rina. And Rosh Shimshon Pincus is really the conclusion of Rina, so I hope that everyone at some level is holding where we're holding. But we're concluding here, Rina says Rosh Shimshon Pincus that there's two types of singing to Hashem, of praising Hashem. There's Shirah and there's Zimrah. Now, these two words, to most of us, probably seem interchangeable. Shirah, Zimrah, just sounds like singing, it sounds like praises. But says Rosh Shimshon Pincus in his incredible style, of course, there are fine nuances, intricacies, that they're very different between the two. And the proof that he's going to have is that throughout Tehillim, we're sometimes going to find the Mizmar Shir, and sometimes we're going to find Shir Mizmar. And one would think, what's the difference? Shir Mizmar, Shirah Zimrah, or Mizmar Shir. But obviously there's a difference. To David Melech Yisrael, sitting there in the middle of the night with the harp playing on its own. Sometimes he's saying Shir Mizmar, and sometimes he's saying Mizmar Shir. So what is this difference between Shirah, between Zimrah? Says Rav Shimshon Pincus as follows. Shirah is what we would call song. What is song? Song has words. Song articulates. Song is ways of praising, of telling over the greatness, the praises, the awesomeness of the subject that we're talking about. And of course, putting it into our context would be singing the praises of Hashem, like we've dealt with so extensively. We've dealt with how the praise of Hallelujah to the Levana, to the Shemesh, each one is a different type of praise. And we're spelling out, when we say Maidim, we're spelling out all the different Haidah, all the different praises, all the different thanks to Hashem. That is Shirah. What is Zimrah? Says Rosh Shimshon Pincus, Zimrah is the musical accompaniment of the song of the Shirah. And with this, it really gives us a real depth into what music is, what songs are. We're not going to finish this today, but we're going to start the explanation. That the music, a song, the words are beautiful. The explanations, the expressions of thanks, of greatness, that's one level. But the melody, the singing, the euphoric outbreak of song is itself a form, a mode of expression, of Shirah, of Zimrah, says Rav Shimshon Pincus. And if you think about it, he explains that each one could feed and lead into the other. You could either have Shirah, which leads to Zimrah, or Zimrah that leads to Shirah. And let's explain, and we'll pick up with this thought tomorrow. You could have Shirah that leads to Zimrah, which is what? You sit down and you think of all the reasons you have to thank Hashem. Perhaps you're standing there in the middle of Maidim, and you pause for a moment, and you start realizing we have to thank Hashem for every fine nuance. And the more you think, the deeper the connection, the greater the feeling of thanks overcomes you, to the point that you can't articulate the thanks anymore. And you just start singing, you're just so expressive in your thanks to Hashem. That's Shirah that moves into Zimrah. And sometimes you'll have the opposite. Sometimes you'll be in a state of Zimrah. You're just so happy. You're just so excited. You're just so thankful. You're singing Zimrah. And then as you get into that incredible place of expression of thanks, you'll then be able to articulate so clearly why you're thankful to Hashem. So there are two forms. Shirah, the mode of expression. Zimrah, the melody, the song. And Amir Tashem will pick up from here tomorrow, explaining even deeper these forms of expression, these haidas, these shiras, thanking Hashem, connecting to Hashem in Rina, daily Amirza Hashem.